As far as what some issues that I kind of see with some people that when they join my gym, injuries, balance, and movements. That was another question from Jed. I think most people just need to worry about basic movement patterns. Everyone kind of thinks they're ready for the advanced programs, but there's really basic things like just mastering how to do a body weight squat, mastering how to do a push up, learn how to stabilize the spine with different types of planks. Breathing is huge. A lot of people don't know how to use their diaphragm and just breathe through their belly. Very upper trap dominant. Learning how to overhead press. Some people can't do that due to shoulder limitations and stuff, but I think as the mobility improves, most people can overhead press safely. Just learning how to do things like inverted rows and pull-ups and one-arm rows and basic rowing exercises for the upper back is huge. And just learning how to hip hinge, because that's going to really help you to learn how to deadlift and lock out your deadlifts properly with a neutral spine and stuff like that. So just really mastering the basic movements is key. Most people just don't have good body awareness when they get in. Very usually a weak core and weak upper back and just the entire posterior chain, the glutes and hamstrings, always weak. So we got to bring those up. That's huge. Um, with wrestling and stuff, a lot of times they're banged up, so I always make sure I have all different specialty bars depending if their shoulders are banged up. We have the safety squat bar, neutral bench bar, stuff like that. So there's always different ways you can modify the program based on the athlete. I think that's really important that you always have your set program and your set plan, but don't be afraid to deviate it depending on the athlete. I think that's huge in making sure that you just find a variation where that they can really move efficiently and that they're not in pain. They should never be training through pain. Find ways to train around it and just kind of keep moving forward. So having the specialty bars is really important. Don't be afraid to just regress the exercise, make it a little bit easier. Um, for example, like we always start our guys off with like a front-loaded squat. It's a lot easier to learn. So like front squat, zercher squats, that kind of thing, goblet squats. It's a lot easier to learn that proper back position. It's a little easier on the spine. Um, Trap bar deadlifts are another good modification for a regular deadlift. Kind of easier on the low back, easier to learn. You can kind of get your quads a little bit more involved in the lift. Shoulder issues, like I said, neutral bars, uh, using body weight instead of external load is good. So doing push-ups and stuff like that. If bench bothers the shoulders, there's other ways you could do it. Limited range of motion as well, like floor press and stuff like that. It's really good. Um, but the biggest thing I think with the injuries and stuff, guys, is just you really got to learn the proper movement. A lot of times, most people, especially younger athletes and stuff, can do the basics, but you just got to learn how to do the basics properly. Learn how to stabilize the spine. Learn how to pack the shoulders, keep a neutral neck, just like basic things like that. And a lot of people screw those things up. So the shoulder position, the low back position, pelvis position, everything like that, stabilizing the spine, learning to brace, learning to breathe properly. All these things are really, really important, and people kind of like overlook them. As far as modifying the programs based on different people and different athletes, I train a lot of wrestlers, so we really make sure that we really have a big emphasis on grip training. I've learned a lot of stuff from Jed and Smitty over the years, and utilizing the different types of grip. Not just one method, not just using fat grips. We do pinch training, we do open hand training, like with the fat grips. We'll do forearm work, we'll do wrist roller work. So we attack the grip and the forearms from different angles. I think the stronger your grip is, the stronger your connection with the barbell, and it's also just gonna help you no matter what your sport is. But for someone like a wrestler, crushing grip's really important. The support grip's really important. You gotta have the grip strength. You gotta be able to crush it just to get a hold of it, and have the grip endurance and the forearm endurance to hold on. And that's really really important for any combat, MMA, wrestling athlete. So we make sure we also train the neck with those individuals that play contact sports. Really learn to stabilize the neck. We use a lot of do isometrics, chin tuck variations, and also with the bands. As far as regular Joes, for them, we might not use a straight bar at all with them because it's just kind of like if they're not doing a powerlifting contest. We still like to work on strength and get them heavy, but stuff like the safety bar for squats to keep the stress off the shoulders, or maybe just front squats if they may have some lower back issues but still want to lift heavy with the legs. Trap bar deadlifts maybe instead of regular deadlifts. or some type of rack pull if their mobility is limited, so they could really just focus on a good clean hip hinge. So just